It's Madden NFL 24. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson. He's coming off a game where he cleared the century mark with ease, over 150 yards. It's the Vikings and the Eagles under the lights on Thursday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the NFL season. We got a good one on tap as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the defending NFC champions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back at... Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. So here are the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
From the gun, here's Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. On third down, Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he gets us up to the 34 rounds there. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be fourth down. So on fourth down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. Greg Ward deep for Philadelphia. This is brought in at the 21. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10. So here come the Eagles, the defending NFC champs, led out by a man who was the runner-up to Patrick Mahomes at MVP balloting a season ago. Of course, that's Jalen Hurts.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. You look at this defense for the Vikings. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass, dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early, chip away at their timing.
Throwing is Hurts. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
To about the 48-yard line.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football, because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Hurts. This will be caught by Brown. Brought down, but after we saw a flash she little knew. Stopped short of the 40. The numbers for Brown from a week ago: 7 catches, 123 yards.
And one of the top receiving games in the league in week 1. And they're expecting those types of games from him each and every time out. And they're going to need that from him if they want to make a move towards a league title.
The try. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, when you're facing a receiver like this, you always come into a game thinking, we've got to put our best corner on him. We've got to find a way to get him off his routes, limit his touches. But that plan, not working too well on this opening drive. That's already 2 catches for him. And this one, good for a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Here's Hurts to throw. Looking end zone.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. From the 2, here's 1st and goal. Swift is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end and come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead it 7-2. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Reed Blankenship. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field. Guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And this one is incomplete.
Tremendous field position there, and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
On 2nd down, Swift gets around him, and they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. it appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Oh, good move at the 10. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Quez Watkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Losers in the season opener on Sunday. They get that quick turnaround 96 hours later. Here we go. They're back at it. And I've got to think, especially early in the year, that's a good thing for these guys, is it not?
It absolutely is, and we've seen it many times demonstrated over the years. Teams have a rough opening game, have to play the Thursday game. That quick turnaround allows them to go ahead and throw the other game out, focus on the new one, and typically they play much better in game 2, so I would agree with you totally on that.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29. You look at this Eagle defense.
This crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
With their lack of pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
We know they have these RPOs in their playbook, and look, we're seeing it here in the first quarter. You think we're going to see it as the game continues?
They trotted them out early for a reason, partner. They're letting them know that this is in the arsenal, and we rely on it. You better be...
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
DeAndre Swift, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Sometimes offense can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now out comes Minnesota.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way that anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Cousins from the gun on third. Got an open man, finding Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Cousins on first down. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. From the red zone now, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll throw again. Cousins.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. On the toss, Madison. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Madison not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but then it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching, offense.
Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
And his kick here is good. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 21-3 is your score after 1. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
Now back to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun, it's Hurts.
And that will be incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28.
Well, following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
A game of 7. First down, Vikings.
Here's Madison running on first down. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. To throw, Cousins. And this pass broken up. Contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up second down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift. They find some open field here. And he'll be out right at the 35. 51 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, and those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to him, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And taken right on the 30. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And out now come the Vikings. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Cousins now to throw on 1st down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Meanwhile, Cousins, and the throw here caught by Addison. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Throw caught there by Osborne. And he will have a Vikings first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Cousins now from the 50. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
Jalen Carter in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Third and long for Cousins. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and he brings up 4th down.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
DeAndre Swift and the Eagles back
Second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing is Hurts.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
On 1st and 10, Cousins.
Over the middle, complete to Addison.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try to put some points on the board.
They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7.
The slot man in motion right.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. And still about 3 yards shy of the first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Here's Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. This connection there, he's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in their own territory, The goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Hurts. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. Down the left sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone, because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
So first thing that crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. Following the interception, Cousins. Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. He gets it to Addison. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
And there's a pretty play for Madison, who seems like a perfect fit for the Vikings. Obviously, Minnesota loves receivers who produce, and Addison, one of college's best and most productive receivers the last couple of seasons.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Cousins. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, turnabout is fair play, I guess. They had a pick-6 against them earlier, and now this defense, Charles, they get a pick-6 of their own.
And for a moment, let's just set aside how it impacts the scoreboard, because how about the response? One defense gets the pick-6, the other comes back and matches it. These are two defenses that are planning on winning the game for their teams themselves.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment, but first, the NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. Good games galore in that Sunday lineup. We'll highlight the one going on in Atlanta. A big one for the Falcons as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And then finally, the national game on Sunday night. It's a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. So here are the Eagles to take over. They were losers to Philadelphia a week ago. Now they find themselves in the lead as they start this drive. Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. And it maneuvers way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On third down, he'll drop to throw. On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, first down. Give him 30 yards there.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
From the gun, here's Swift. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
They know that old expression, it's not my his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
They'll look to throw.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now back to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. It'll wind up being a gain of 5 there on 4th and 2.
On the option to give to Swift here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Azazie Atomewo following that play from the start as he stuffs him for a loss. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. This one out quickly to Watkins. They'll give him 4 yards there. And 3rd and 8 now. Play action. Here's Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. And they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing, Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Cousins. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Back to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Taking it about the 16. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Minnesota. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Cousins now on 2nd down. This one caught by Osborne, right side. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Cousins to throw it. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Right around the 48-yard line. Brandon Graham, his second sack of the night. And here's Ryan Wright now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Throwing is Hurts. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Here's Hurts to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on third down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Now yet another incompletion here as he failed to get down third.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Here's Ward to return. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Once again, it's Swift. There he goes left side. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings 24. 105 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But it used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Second down. Here's Hurts.
Over the middle here to Brown.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Swift.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the left hash, this from 34. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the third quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now, the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Cousins, and a throw here caught by Addison.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 21-yard line.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 6.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. To throw, Cousins.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
They'll start with the option.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Sets him up nicely, 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though? And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
A.J. Brown, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Eagles have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th.
This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, You get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. Elliott good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Fields it right around the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that. To sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins.
He gets it to Addison.
He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
At their 48-yard line.
Now Cousins. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Osborne. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Cousins. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Osborne. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 3.
Throwing is Cousins. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Osborne. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 24-yard line.
13 yards. 1st down, Vikings.
Play action now. Cousins. A quick throw, but incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now Cousins. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions. Have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Osborne motions left. Now Cousins fakes a jet sweep, and off play action, he wants to throw it.
And he wisely will throw that away.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. On the option to give to Swift here.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to him.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and then trying to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Here's Cousins. Addison hauls it in. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Minnesota.
Now Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Throwing, Cousins. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this. And you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Back to throw here. Under pressure, they got him again. Brandon Graham, 2 plays in a row now that he has gotten in there for the sack, and it brings up 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And that makes him now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions, because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going on.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 125 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's got to run them into submission. I think
you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
At the 4-yard line.
On the option to give to Swift here. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator,
You never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Cousins. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On 3rd down, Cousins. He has his target. It's Addison. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
A gain of 29 yards. And the Vikings first down.
Cousins again. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Osborne. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Cousins now. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Again, it's Cousins. This goes out wide from Madison. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
16 yards. First down, Minnesota.
First down, here's Cousins. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Cousins to throw it. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
We don't know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailed by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the 4th.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early. But give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Eagles, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.